Our primary mission in our Fairport schools is to serve the whole child. One way we do this is to give students the opportunities to be challenged academically and to be supported through the learning process. These past few years have been challenging for our entire student body, and our staff has demonstrated great resolve in addressing those students who are struggling academically as we transition back to in-person school this past year. A new program called Learning Recovery helps Fairport High School students get back on track and stay on track.
So with COVID last year, everything that we learned, kind of like all of our subjects and topics got cut in half. We didn't learn everything we were supposed to. So coming into this year and not knowing half the stuff you were supposed to know last year, plus the stuff you need to learn this year, it kind of just gave you a boost because my teacher specifically, she told us everything we needed to know and where it was and what we were doing, and she gave us also work that we could do on our own.
Learning is a process, and not everybody learns at the same pace. Students identified as struggling academically in classes have a chance to redo challenging units and curriculum during after-school sessions. It's a structured opportunity that gives students new tools and support to tackle tricky topics.
I think it's really as simple as a do-over. A lot of times they didn't get it the first time, and this is just another way with a smaller group of students to focus on that and to just let them experience it a second time.
In true Fairport fashion, administrators teamed up with counselors and teachers to build a program that meets students where they are in order to increase their chances of success. To accomplish this even further, they called on members of the student body to give their perspective and help design the program.
I thought it was great to give the students at the school a voice and a part in what their education would become, and to give another perspective for the staff to understand where the students are coming from. COVID was definitely very hard for me, like it was for a lot of other people, and it was hard to just keep my stamina up and keep my motivation to do work. So having this for kids to fall back on is a really great idea, so they don't feel pressured to just ace the class and move on.
And it works. Learning Recovery students tell us that they are supported and challenged and more engaged with the curriculum than ever before.
The teachers really help me a lot. If they see me in the hallway, they'll say hi, they'll ask how I'm doing, they'll check up on me. If I fall behind in a class or anything, they'll come out to me. I won't even really have to go out to them, and they'll be like, hey Matt, can you get this assignment in? And I'll be like, yeah, and they're just really helpful around for me.
Learning Recovery is helping high school students find their way back into a stable, successful academic track, while teachers at the elementary level are going back to the basics to get our youngest learners up to speed and ready to read with a training program called LETTERS.
So LETTERS stands for Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. And really what this is a professional development program for teachers that is grounded in the research behind how students will learn how to read. And incorporated in that is also some brain research so that we know exactly what our instructional strategies are and how to use those with students to get them to be able to be successful readers before they leave high school.
Addressing learning loss starts in our earliest grades, breaking down the way our students learn how to read, and giving them effective literacy tools and strategies.
And I think it also has just diversified what I teach in my reading groups as well. Before I was so focused on reading a book, getting through a book, making them fluent in reading that book versus really looking at words and learning strategies to break apart words. And I feel like LETTERS has shown me that breaking apart words is so important, especially at such a foundational level in first grade and even in kindergarten and second grade.
So it's preventative. So the idea is that we now know more about how students learn to read to actually get the words off the page. And it's the knowledge of how that works and how our instruction can impact that. The instruction will help to prevent the struggle for many students. And then for the students that are challenged by getting the words off the page, we can intensify it and continue with more of the work until they can.
The LETTERS training uses the data-driven science of reading to help teachers make instructional choices to fill in the gaps in how things like vocabulary, phonics, spelling, and syntax are taught at every grade level.
But I think that it has just shown me that the objective of my teaching can be adjusted a little bit to then better students and make their foundational skills stronger.
All of our students deserve the chance to flourish, thrive, and succeed. So we meet them where they are, whether that is at the beginning of their learning journey in our elementary schools or as they pass through the hallways at Fairport High School.